sorry to interrupt, Gloria. Stand by, because Rick Scott, the governor of Florida, is talking right now about the hurricane. Let's listen.
And our waivers on truck weight restrictions and driver hours are helping to move fuel so we can get it to you very quickly. We're doing all we can to streamline fuel delivery, but you may see lines and even some outages. In the Keys, we're doing everything possible to get gas to everyone as quickly as possible. But we're going to do everything we can to get everybody out of the Keys. If there's an evacuation, we'll do everything we can to get people out. We're looking at all possible avenues to ensure everyone gets out. For everyone across the state, if you are going to shelter in your county, please take only enough fuel that you need. If you don't need to fill your tank to the brim because you're going to stay in your county, don't fill it up. I spoke to the U.S. Department of Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao today, and she's been very supportive. The federal DOT has lifted federal regulations of fuel to get gas to Florida as quickly as possible. All of our ports are open and operating to bring fuel and supplies in. Evacuations. Right now there is a mandatory evacuation order in effect for all visitors in the Florida Keys. Tonight this order will go into effect for all residents. We estimate that about 25,000 people have already evacuated from the Keys. Listen to your local officials for evacuation orders. They will tell you if and when your area needs to be evacuated. So listen to the locals. If you're told to evacuate, don't wait. Get out quickly. If you look at what happens is if you wait, that's when we end up with the lines on the highways. When local officials tell you to evacuate, they do so because it's not safe to stay. We can expect additional evacuations if this storm continues so near to our state. Everyone must listen to their local officials. Individuals with special needs started being evacuated from Miami this morning, and Miami-Dade County officials are also advising residents living in low-lying areas to start evacuating today. There are voluntary evacuations being ordered in Collier County. Broward County has issued voluntary evacuations of mobile homes in low-lying areas beginning today. I cannot stress this enough. Do not ignore evacuation orders. Remember, we can rebuild your home, but we cannot rebuild your life. Real-time traffic information and evacuation routes is available at www.fl511.com. In my direction, all tolls have been waived across Florida roadways. This should help families evacuate quickly and safely. We are preparing for Irma to directly impact our state, and while it's still too early to tell exactly where this storm will go, it is incredibly important that all Floridians keep a close eye on this incredibly dangerous storm. Do not sit and wait for this storm to come. It is extremely dangerous and deadly and will cause devastation. Get prepared now. Regarding the Florida National Guard, I just activated an additional 900 members of Florida National Guard. By the end of the day, there will be a total of 1,000 Guard members to immediately begin assisting with ongoing Hurricane Irma preparation. The Florida National Guard is incredibly important to executing emergency preparedness and response actions across the state, and I will continue to activate more members as needed. These members will be in place to help with evacuations and sheltering, as well as coordination of search and rescue with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. National Guard members will also be assisting utility companies following the storm as they respond to return power to homes and businesses. I've directed the remaining 6,000 available members of the Florida National Guard to report for duty no later than Friday morning. In addition, 13 helicopters, more than 1,000 technical high water vehicles are on standby. The Florida National Guard is coordinating with other states and the National Guard Bureau to ensure approximately 30,000 troops, 4,000 trucks, 100 helicopters, and air evacuation crews are ready to support our state. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is preparing search and rescue teams for potential deployment. FWC has more than 200 officers standing by for the first wave of response based on potential storm impacts. 30 teams with supporting resources such as trucks, coastal and river patrol boats, ATV, and shallow draft boats are preparing for evacuation support, search and rescue missions, or any additional needs. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FWC, the Department of Highway and Safety, and other partnering agencies are identifying resources for deployment and response. The Florida Highway Patrol is monitoring road and traffic conditions to ensure roadways are clear. FDLE has established 18 emergency response teams for deployment to impacted areas and 7 logistics and planning teams. Each FDLE region is staffing its regional law enforcement coordination team in advance of the storm to assist local law enforcement with any needs. Utility providers. I've been
All right, that is Governor Rick Scott of Florida as we are looking really down the barrel of Hurricane Irma coming towards potentially all the way up the east coast of his state. He said the Highway Patrol is keeping the roads clear. He's urging people in the path of this storm to evacuate. We have another update coming from the National Hurricane Center here around 5 p.m. and we'll